Just after Sarah was diagnosed with Pallister-Killian syndrome, and we knew that she was headed down a road of profound disability, physical and intellectual, we had our first visit with a caseworker. And she came in the evening so that we could both be here. And she was really honest with us. One of the things she said was that the divorce rate for parents with kids with special needs is around 80%, so look after your relationship. And we sort of went, wow, 80%. And to us it almost was like her saying, bet you can't. It was like a challenge. It's like, we're not going to be part of that 80%. We're going to be one of the 20%. We're going to get through this and we're going to work together. And it was really powerful. It also really fed into our mantra of accepting help, because it wasn't just that we were accepting help to cope with Sarah. It was we were accepting help to make sure that our relationship stayed solid enough that we will be a team for the long term. And it worked really well. And it's something we do now as well. We make sure we get at least one weekend a year of just the two of us, just to be Beck and Tim, not mum and dad. And that's really important. And I would definitely suggest to other parents that they make that time, and if tension is building in the relationship, find a way to sort of step back and diffuse it. You need to be a team.
Working on your relationship when you've got any children, but particularly a child that's got special needs, is so really, it's crucial, and it's probably more important than anything else you do. But it takes a long time, it took me a long time to realise that and to get to that, and it was only when our relationship was in real bad, in dire straits, that we were, oh dear, we maybe need to put some work and time and energy into there. It's difficult, I think, when you've come together, fallen in love, and you've made a child together, and the child's not okay. So it can bring up issues around, well, are we meant to be together? And if we hadn't got together, maybe we wouldn't have this happen to us. If I'd had a baby with somebody else, so all these things can start to come up and build up. And if there's no time set aside to remember why you love each other, you can put the work in, you can remember why you fell in love. If a relationship needs to end, or you decide to end, you've still got to communicate for the rest of that child's life. And so you've got to work on your relationship, however that relationship's going to be, whether it's still together and in love, or whether it's separated and just loving and kind.
For families who are at that process of, confronting diagnosis, the biggest thing that made a difference for me was my own mindset. I made a decision that either I could be bitter and upset about the fact that this happened to my child for the rest of my life or her life, or I could work at deciding, well, I'm going to be happy anyway. I'm going to find a way. And I decided that that's what I would do. So I started off small. I decided at the end of every day I would tell Tim something good about my day, and it just worked, because I was focusing on all those positive things all the time.